Hello everyone and welcome to episode 21 of Wildwood Zoo. In today's episode I build the habitat for the Tasmanian devil from the most recent pack, I think it is. No, the second most recent pack, the Oceania pack. Um, yeah, I'm really enjoying these Oceania videos, but I will start posting new videos. I had my 4-day break, but now I am back and I'll start posting videos a little bit more often. But yeah, I hope if you enjoyed today's video and if you could please leave a like, subscribe, and comment if you want to be named after an animal or if you want for some feedback. That'd be greatly appreciated. Um, but yeah, in today's video, I build obviously like the Oceania themed Tasmanian devil, but I use blueprints and I kind of use the restroom one as the like shelter area, and I quite like that. I wonder if anyone else thought like to use that because I thought I was absolutely genius thinking of that. And yeah, I hope that inspires somebody because that's my favorite bit. Um, but yeah, I finish like somewhere towards the end of the video, and then I kind of sort out the park because, well, the zoo because it's a little bit of a mess. A lot of the habitats have animals that are grown up, and I forget about them, and they're all matured, and yeah, it's not very good. And even at the start of the video, all the animals mature, and yeah, I just go back and clean it all up. We don't have any new babies today, but we do have some offspring expected from the Indian elephants, which I found a surprise. But yeah, I don't think that's going to be for a while. I'm looking forward for the giraffe offspring to see if it's going to be a baby white one, but I don't think it will be. But I hope so. I hope so. It'd be really cute. But yeah, I'll pop in the middle of the video to share some Tasmanian devil facts and maybe a little bit about like the Tasmania Island and how that's quite unique as well. It depends how much I get through. And I will see you then. Bye. Hello and welcome to the part of the video where I share some Tasmanian Devil facts. Um, well, I think first of all I should start with the Tasmanian Devil's name because it sounds very scary for the poor little innocent marsupials they are. Um, and they got the name because of their screech. And I'll play a sound in just a sec, but I have heard their scream before, and I'll play the sound effect right now. I wasn't expecting it to be that loud. Oh my god, it was so loud. Anyway, but yeah, the scream, which is actually awful, is the one I showed. Well, when you heard, is basically two Tasmanian devils fighting each other. Um, but they will scream like that if they're fighting each other, if they're scaring away predators, and sometimes when they're feeding, they kind of like get a bit excited and do it. But yeah, so that name was obviously from that, and that's from European settlers. Um, Comparing to their body size, the Tasmanian devil has the strongest bite force of any extant mammal and can open their jaw to about 75 to 80 degrees. If you don't know how much that is like ridiculous, and their jaws and teeth is about the same as a hyena, but packed into this little tiny thingy, like a chihuahua, not chihuahua, like a little bit bigger than a chihuahua size, like a more terrier schnauzer thing. But yeah, that will help them crush bones, like tackle and eat prey, and yeah, they are known to be like incredibly good at like getting rid of carcasses, and they have such good sense of smell that they can actually detect a carcass from up to a kilometre away. Um, and this is actually quite an important ecosystem cleaner, also known as a keystone species, which means they kind of, if they weren't there, it would provide a big loss to everything. Um, but yeah, they were lost in Australia, and then they died out, and then the only living population is in Tasmania, which is obviously when they're found because the only reason why we know they're up there is because of the Aboriginals and the Aborigines, whatever you call them, and the fossils found up there, which is not like fossils, they're just like old bones. Um, but yeah, sadly, they are threatened by a new disease. It's called the devil facial tumor disease, and it was found in the late 1990s. And it's basically like a facial, not fatal, a fatal infection. It's basically like a non-viral cancer that spreads through their infected cells, and it can be transmitted through when they're eating carcasses, fighting, or anything like that, which is quite sad. But yeah, they've got a lot of risks, like roads. They are, because they can detect the carcasses, they obviously like the roadkill. So if you can imagine, they come over to the roadkill and try and eat it, but obviously traffic and roads, they kind of get run over a little bit, which is quite sad. Um, but there are measures to stop this, which is like public awareness, wildlife barriers, and just general things to prevent the devils from crossing the road. And they've actually been proved to be very effective. But yeah, but the Tasmanian devil is actually one of the most like important animals to for conservation. And in 2020, Tasmanian devils were actually re-released in a large protected sanctuary in New South Wales, Australia, and they have managed to breed successfully ever since. And it's the first time they have bred in the wild in Australia for about 3,000 years. So yeah, it's quite important. Um, but yeah, Tasmanian devils are interesting species. They've got tons of little facts, like the fact they have like different smells, and yeah, it's quite interesting. You can always read up on it, and they've got all these interesting. interesting little things. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you could subscribe, like, and also comment if you want to be named after any animal, or maybe like the Tasmanian devil. But yeah, I'll see you at the end of the video where I'll say bye. See ya. last time for today, and I will see you next video. Oh, should I tell you what I'm doing next video? I can. So next video, I'm gonna build. I might build 1 or 2 habitats depending on how quickly it's going to be done. But I'm thinking of doing the jungle area from the gharial. Um, so that's going to be the koala and cassowary habitat. But yeah, I'm not too sure if I'm going to do them in one video, but I'll see how much I get them done because they're not going to be big enclosures. But yeah, I might, I will definitely do the cassowary video, which is going to be next to the koalas. Um, but the koalas are going to have to wait because I want to have that overarching thing so they can climb over and go into the other area or climb through. Yeah, so I was thinking of climbing over, but from my knowledge of koalas, I know during like the male ones specifically, they are known to be called drop bears, where they actually like come out the trees and attack people. So I don't know if they'd be like that, but they're quite sleepy, so I don't see the point of doing it, but I've never seen a habitat like that. But yeah, if you have any ideas of what you want me to do with that, like an overarching cage or like a branch I can climb over, I'm not too sure. So yeah, if you could leave a comment down below telling me about that, I'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, I will definitely do the cassowary habitat. Um, I don't know how big I've done it. I know it's quite a good size and they don't need much space, but I always want to do a little bit more. But yeah, I will see you on the next video and see you then. Bye.